Science has discovered that people with high IQs are often outperformed by those with strong emotional intelligence about 70% of the time. This is because emotionally intelligent people know how to manage their emotions, reflect on them, and use their insights to improve themselves. This ability can often lead to better outcomes than what the geniuses in your class achieve. However, it's important to understand that this isn't a contest between different types of intelligence. The real point is to help you realize that your thoughts follow a certain logic that you might not even be aware of. Exploring and understanding your own emotions can be one of the most fascinating and rewarding activities you can undertake. People with high emotional intelligence are usually seen as self-confident, persistent, motivated, and capable of controlling themselves. They can handle stress well, build strong relationships, and make thoughtful decisions. So developing your emotional intelligence could be the key to unlocking your full potential, even more so than having a high IQ. However, this doesn't mean we're talking about people who are just nice or cute, or those who constantly seek approval from others. This is a common misunderstanding. According to expert Travis Bradbury, individuals with high emotional intelligence aim for success. They can control their emotions, maintain a healthy social life, and regularly reflect on their own attitudes and thoughts. Recent research has shown that people with high emotional intelligence tend to excel in their work environments. For example, one extensive study tracked the lives of 17,000 people from childhood to adulthood over 50 years. The findings were clear. Those with high emotional intelligence were more successful in their careers than those with high IQ scores. This research highlights that emotional intelligence plays a crucial role in professional success. Emotionally intelligent individuals are better at handling stress, building strong relationships, and making thoughtful decisions. They are self-aware, adaptable, and capable of managing their emotions effectively. By focusing on developing emotional intelligence, you can enhance your ability to navigate the complexities of both personal and professional life, leading to greater success and fulfillment. And there's more. Research suggests that people who develop emotional intelligence during their teenage years or early adulthood not only succeed in their careers but also enjoy long-lasting, stable relationships. They tend to have lower levels of depression and anxiety, and there's evidence that they are even healthier overall. According to psychologist Daniel Goleman, there are 5 key elements to developing an emotionally intelligent mind: self-awareness, self-control, motivation, social skills, and empathy. Empathy, which might be less familiar, is the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. Some social and political scientists believe that empathy could greatly improve our world. Skeptical. Try thinking twice before judging someone based on their social status or actions. Only those who have personally experienced certain situations can truly understand them. Developing emotional intelligence can make you not just a more sensible person, but also a more successful one. Goleman says that people who work on these 5 characteristics tend to be confident, effective in their jobs, and capable of achieving their goals. They are adaptable, flexible, resilient, and able to recover from stressful situations. So not only does emotional intelligence contribute to professional success, but it also enhances personal well-being. People with high emotional intelligence are good at managing their emotions and building strong relationships. They handle stress well and are generally happier and healthier. By focusing on developing self-awareness, self-control, motivation, social skills, and empathy, you can improve your life in many ways. Life is much smoother if you have good emotional intelligence, says the psychologist. Only psychology professionals can accurately determine whether a person has a high level of emotional intelligence. However, a common way to get an idea of your emotional intelligence is by evaluating your ability to recognize facial expressions. Can you tell what someone is feeling just by looking at their face? Emotional intelligence is closely related to social intelligence, a concept developed by American psychologist Daniel Goleman. An emotionally intelligent person can easily identify their own emotions. One of the key advantages of emotional intelligence is the ability to motivate yourself and keep going, even when facing frustrations and disappointments. Emotionally intelligent people can control their impulses, channel their emotions appropriately, practice gratitude, and inspire others. According to Goleman, emotional intelligence can be broken down into 5 specific skills: self-awareness, self-control, self-motivation, empathy, and social skills. Being able to manage your emotions to achieve goals is considered one of the main assets for personal and professional success. For instance, imagine someone who can stay focused on their work and complete all tasks and obligations, even when they are feeling sad, anxious, or upset. Many experts in human behavior believe that emotional intelligence is more important than IQ for achieving overall life satisfaction. The characteristics of emotional intelligence combine interpersonal intelligence, how you relate to others, and intrapersonal intelligence, how you understand yourself. Concepts from the theory of multiple intelligences, developed by American psychologist Howard Gardner. Developing emotional intelligence involves recognizing and understanding your own emotions, controlling them effectively, staying motivated, and empathizing with others. This helps you build strong relationships and handle life's challenges better. People with high emotional intelligence are often more resilient, adaptable, and capable of achieving their goals, leading to a smoother and more successful life, both personally and professionally. The first 3 factors are related to intrapersonal intelligence, which is the ability to understand yourself. This means being able to create a true and accurate picture of who you are and using that understanding in a consistent and creative way. The remaining 2 factors are connected to interpersonal intelligence, which is the ability to understand other people. This involves knowing what motivates them, how they think, and how to interact with them effectively. Charles Darwin might have been one of the first to explore a concept similar to emotional intelligence. He believed that expressing emotions was important for survival and adapting to different situations. Intrapersonal intelligence includes 1. Self-awareness, knowing your own emotions, strengths, weaknesses, and values. 2. Self-control, managing your emotions, especially in stressful situations. 3. Self-motivation, using your emotions to stay motivated and focused on your goals. Interpersonal intelligence includes 1. Empathy, understanding and sharing the feelings of others, putting yourself in their shoes. 2. Social skills, effectively managing relationships and navigating social networks. Developing these skills can help you navigate life more smoothly. When you understand yourself well, you can make better decisions and handle challenges more effectively. When you understand others, you can build stronger relationships and work better in teams. For example, if you are aware of your own stress and can manage it, you'll be better equipped to stay calm during a difficult meeting. If you understand what motivates your co-workers, you can work together more effectively on a project. Emotional intelligence combines understanding yourself and understanding others. Both are essential for personal success and professional achievement. Darwin's early ideas highlight the importance of emotions in helping us adapt and thrive in our environments. By developing emotional intelligence, you can improve your ability to adapt to different situations and build meaningful connections with others. While some scholars focus on the elements of knowledge when defining intelligence, many other well-known researchers are beginning to emphasize the importance of non-cognitive factors. In 1920, psychometrist Robert L. Thorndike from Columbia University used the term emotional intelligence to describe the ability to understand and motivate others. 20 years later, David Wexler discussed the importance of factors outside of pure intellect in the overall performance of intelligence. He argued that our understanding of intelligence would be incomplete unless we also considered these non-cognitive elements. These non-cognitive factors include emotional intelligence, which involves recognizing, understanding, and managing our own emotions as well as the emotions of others. This is important because it affects how we handle stress, interact with others, and make decisions. Thorndike and Wexler's work highlights a shift in how we understand intelligence. Instead of only focusing on cognitive abilities like memory and problem solving, they pointed out that emotional and social skills are also crucial for success in life. For instance, someone might be very smart in terms of book knowledge but might struggle in social situations or in managing their own emotions. On the other hand, a person with high emotional intelligence can navigate social situations smoothly, handle stress well, and motivate themselves and others effectively. Intelligence is not just about knowledge and cognitive skills. It also includes understanding and managing emotions, both our own and those of others. Scholars like Thorndike and Wexler have shown that these non-cognitive factors are essential for a complete understanding of intelligence. By considering both cognitive and emotional aspects, we get a fuller picture of what it means to be truly intelligent. In 1983, psychologist Howard Gardner introduced his theory of multiple intelligences. This theory includes both intrapersonal intelligence, understanding oneself, and interpersonal intelligence, understanding others. Gardner argued that IQ tests alone do not fully capture a person's ability to learn and acquire knowledge. IQ versus EQ. The intelligence quotient, IQ, and the emotional quotient, EQ, represent different but complementary abilities. IQ measures cognitive skills like logic and reasoning, while EQ assesses emotional skills like empathy and self-regulation. Rather than being opposites, IQ and EQ should work together. Using emotions can help with reasoning, and reasoning can help manage emotions effectively. While our intellect and feelings are distinct, they are interdependent. Mastering both is crucial because people with high emotional intelligence often excel in social integration and adaptability. They are typically communicative, creative, responsible, and able to handle change well. Importance of EQ in organizations. Although there is no precise scientific method to measure EQ, organizations are increasingly recognizing its importance, especially when hiring for senior positions. Tools and methods are being developed to assess emotional intelligence, albeit subjectively. The true test of a professional's EQ often comes from their everyday performance within the organization. Beyond rational skills, companies now emphasize personal and social skills, which are becoming key differentiators in the workplace. Signs of high emotional intelligence. What makes some people more successful than others in work and life? While IQ and ethics are important, emotional intelligence plays a critical role in determining our happiness and success. Plato once said that all learning has an emotional base, and this may be true. How we manage our emotions affects nearly every aspect of our lives. Emotional intelligence, often seen as street smarts, helps people navigate life efficiently. According to Daniel Goleman, author of Focus, the Hidden Driver of Excellence, emotionally intelligent people are confident, goal-oriented, adaptable, resilient to stress, and tough. Life is much smoother for those with high emotional intelligence. Next, the 5 components of emotional intelligence. Goleman defines the 5 components of emotional intelligence as 1. Self-awareness, recognizing and understanding your own emotions. 2. Self-regulation, managing your emotions effectively. 3. Motivation, using emotions to stay driven and achieve goals. 4. Empathy, understanding and sharing the feelings of others. 5. Social skills, building and maintaining healthy relationships. We may excel in some areas and need improvement in others, but everyone has the potential to enhance their emotional intelligence. Howard Gardner's theory expanded our understanding of intelligence to include emotional and social dimensions. Emotional intelligence, encompassing self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills, is essential for personal and professional success. Organizations increasingly value EQ, recognizing its role in effective leadership and teamwork. By developing emotional intelligence, we can improve our ability to navigate life's challenges and achieve greater success and happiness. Now, not sure what your level of emotional intelligence? Here are 14 signs that you have a high IE. 1. Curiosity about new people. Do you feel curious about people you don't know? Do you enjoy meeting new people and asking lots of questions when you first meet someone? If so, you likely have a good amount of empathy, which is a key part of emotional intelligence. People who are very empathetic are highly attuned to the needs and feelings of others. They respond sensitively to these needs and have one important thing in common. They are genuinely curious about strangers and interested in learning more about them. This curiosity helps them develop and enhance their empathy. As Roman Krznaric, author of Empathy, A Handbook for Revolution, wrote in his Greater Good blog, curiosity expands our empathy when we talk to people outside of our usual social circle, discovering lives and worldviews very different from our own. Being curious about others means you are eager to understand their experiences and perspectives. This can lead to deeper connections and better relationships. It shows that you care about others' stories and are willing to learn from them. By engaging with people who have different backgrounds and viewpoints, you broaden your own understanding of the world and become more empathetic. 2. You are a great leader. According to Daniel Goleman, exceptional leaders often share a key quality, emotional intelligence. While being talented, having a strong work ethic, and being ambitious are important for success, Goleman's research shows that emotional intelligence plays a crucial role in effective leadership. He compared top leaders with average ones and discovered that about 90% of the difference between them was due to emotional intelligence, not just their brain power. Goleman explained in the Harvard Business Review that the higher someone rose in leadership, the more their success was linked to their emotional intelligence skills. This means that the best leaders are not only smart and hardworking, but also very good at understanding and managing their own emotions and the emotions of others. This ability helps them build strong relationships, make better decisions, and inspire their teams. So, your ability to connect with people on an emotional level is a big part of what makes you such a great leader. 3. Do you know your strengths and weaknesses? Being aware of your strengths and weaknesses is an important part of understanding yourself. This means being honest with yourself about what you're good at and what you find challenging, and accepting these aspects of who you are. People with high emotional intelligence are good at recognizing their own strengths and weaknesses. They think about how to use their strengths to their advantage and how to improve or manage their weaknesses. This self-awareness helps build confidence. When you know what you are capable of and understand your limitations, you become more confident. According to Daniel Goleman, confidence is a key part of emotional intelligence. He explains that if you are aware of your strengths and know you are effective in what you do, you can trust yourself more. This trust in your abilities allows you to perform better and make more confident decisions. So, understanding your strengths and weaknesses is not just about knowing yourself better. It also helps you become more confident and emotionally intelligent. 4. Do you know how to pay attention? Are you easily distracted by every tweet, message, or random thought? If so, this might be stopping you from reaching your highest level of emotional intelligence. Daniel Goleman says that being able to manage distractions and stay focused on what you're doing is a big part of emotional intelligence. When you're not present with yourself or others, it's hard to build self-awareness and strong relationships. Goleman explains that your ability to concentrate on your work or task and to wait until you finish before checking messages or playing games is very important. In fact, he says that being good at this when you're young is a better predictor of financial success as an adult than your IQ or your family's wealth. Goleman also believes that this skill can be taught to children. So, learning to focus and not get distracted is not just about being more productive. It's also a key part of developing emotional intelligence and achieving success in life. 5. When you are upset, you know exactly why. We all have ups and downs in our emotions throughout the day. Sometimes we feel angry or sad without knowing the reason. A key part of self-awareness is being able to figure out where these emotions come from and understanding why you feel upset. Being self-aware means noticing your emotions as they happen instead of misunderstanding them or ignoring them. People with high emotional intelligence can take a step back from their emotions and look at what they are feeling. They try to understand why they feel a certain way and how these emotions are affecting them. For example, if you suddenly feel angry, you might stop and think about what caused it. Maybe someone said something that hurt your feelings, or perhaps you're stressed about an upcoming deadline. By identifying the source of your emotions, you can better manage them. This helps you respond in a healthier way and prevents your emotions from controlling you. So, knowing exactly why you are upset is a big part of being emotionally intelligent and helps you handle your feelings more effectively. 6. Do you get along with most people? Getting along well with others is a key sign of emotional intelligence, according to Daniel Goleman. Having good relationships means you can connect with people, understand their feelings, and communicate effectively. When you have emotional intelligence, you are able to build strong, positive relationships with most people. This includes being able to resolve conflicts, show empathy, and work well in a team. People with high emotional intelligence are often good listeners and can pick up on social cues, which helps them understand how others are feeling. They know how to respond appropriately to different situations and can handle their own emotions in a way that maintains harmony in their relationships. This ability to get along with others not only makes personal interactions smoother, but also helps in professional settings, leading to better teamwork and collaboration. So, if you find that you usually have good, effective relationships with people, it's a strong indication that you have a high level of emotional intelligence. This skill is crucial for both personal happiness and success in many areas of life. 7. You care deeply about being a good and moral person. A part of emotional intelligence is our moral identity, which means how much we see ourselves as ethical and caring individuals. If you strive to be a good person who values honesty and kindness, this shows a high level of emotional intelligence. It doesn't matter how you have behaved in the past. What's important is that you are committed to being better and making ethical choices now. Caring about your moral character means you are aware of the impact of your actions on others and want to do the right thing. This focus on building your moral side indicates that you are not only concerned with your own well-being, but also with the well-being of those around you. People with high emotional intelligence are often driven by strong values and a desire to help others. They reflect on their behavior and make conscious efforts to improve and act ethically. This dedication to being a good person is a clear sign that you have a high level of emotional intelligence, as it shows your ability to understand and manage your own values and actions in a positive way. 8. Do you take time to slow down and help others? If you regularly make an effort to slow down and pay attention to others, such as greeting someone warmly or helping an elderly woman on the subway, you are showing emotional intelligence. Many people are often focused entirely on themselves. This is usually because they are busy and stressed, constantly rushing to get things done. As a result, they don't have time to notice others, let alone offer help. In a TED Talk on compassion, Daniel Goleman explained that there is a range of behaviors from being completely self-absorbed to being empathetic and compassionate. He said, "If we are focused on ourselves, we don't really fully realize the other." When you are attentive to others instead of being wrapped up in your own world, you start to develop compassion. This means you are more aware of the needs and feelings of the people around you. Compassion is a key part of emotional intelligence. Taking the time to notice and help others shows that you are not just thinking about yourself, but are also concerned about the well-being of those around you. This ability to connect with and care for others is a strong indicator of high emotional intelligence. 9. You are good at reading people's facial expressions. Being able to understand how others are feeling by looking at their facial expressions is a key part of having good emotional intelligence. This skill helps you connect with people and respond to their emotions appropriately. If you want to see how good you are at reading emotions from facial expressions, you can take a test created by the University of California at Berkeley. This test is in English and measures how well you can identify different emotions by looking at people's faces. Understanding facial expressions allows you to empathize with others and react in a way that shows you care. This ability to read emotions is a strong sign of high emotional intelligence, as it helps you build better relationships and communicate more effectively. 10. After falling, you get up quickly. How you handle mistakes and setbacks reveals a lot about your character. People with high emotional intelligence understand that life requires us to move forward, no matter what happens. When they face failure or setbacks, they bounce back quickly. This resilience comes from their ability to acknowledge negative emotions without letting them take over. They balance these feelings with positive ones, which helps them stay strong. Barbara Fredrickson, author of Positivity, explained in Experience Life that emotionally strong people don't get stuck in negative emotions. Instead, they allow those feelings to exist alongside other, more positive emotions. For example, while they might feel sad about something, they also find something to be grateful for. This ability to recover quickly from setbacks and keep a balanced perspective is a key trait of high emotional intelligence. It means that even when things go wrong, you can pick yourself up and keep going, maintaining a positive outlook and staying resilient. 11. You are a good judge of character. You have a knack for understanding people right from the start, and your gut feelings about them are usually correct. This ability to quickly sense who someone is and what they are like is a strong sign of emotional intelligence. Being a good judge of character means you can pick up on subtle cues and behaviors that reveal a person's true nature. Whether it's through their body language, tone of voice, or the way they interact with others, you can read these signals and form an accurate impression of them. This skill helps you build better relationships because you can tell who to trust and who to be cautious around. Having this ability not only helps in personal interactions, but also in professional settings, where understanding people's characters can be crucial for teamwork and collaboration. Your intuition about people guides you in making decisions about who to connect with and how to handle different social situations, making you more effective in your interactions. 12. Do you trust your instincts? Daniel Goleman says that a person with emotional intelligence is someone who is comfortable trusting their intuition. This means they feel confident about following their gut feelings or inner voice. If you can believe in yourself and your emotions, then you should listen to that inner voice. There is no reason to ignore the feeling in your stomach that guides you in making decisions or choosing the right path to follow. Trusting your instincts is an important part of understanding and managing your emotions. 13. Have you ever been self-motivated? Think back to when you were a child. Were you ambitious and hard-working, even if no one gave you rewards or recognition for it? If you remember being that way, then you were showing signs of self-motivation. People who are self-motivated can push themselves to work hard and stay focused on their goals. They don't need others to encourage or reward them. If you are this type of active and driven person, it means you likely have a high level of emotional intelligence. This ability to motivate yourself and concentrate on what you want to achieve is a strong indicator of emotional intelligence. 14. Can you say no? Being able to say no is an important part of self-regulation, which is one of the 5 key parts of emotional intelligence. Self-regulation means you can discipline yourself and avoid unhealthy habits. For example, if you can say no to things that aren't good for you, like unhealthy food or bad behaviors, you're practicing self-regulation. Daniel Goleman says that people with high emotional intelligence are good at handling stress, which often leads to bad habits. They are also good at controlling their impulses. This means they can stay calm under pressure and make good choices, even when it's hard. If you can say no when you need to, you are showing strong emotional intelligence by managing your actions and reactions well. Now, how to expand your emotional intelligence? Emotions can give us important clues about ourselves and others in different situations. For example, if you suddenly feel very angry at a coworker, it might mean you are feeling overwhelmed by too much work. If you feel nervous about giving a presentation, it might mean you need to be better prepared with facts and figures. If you feel frustrated with a customer, it might mean you need to find better ways to communicate with them. By paying attention to these emotional signals, you can change your behavior and thinking to improve the situation. For instance, if you notice you're angry because of overwork, you might look for ways to reduce your workload or make your work process easier. Emotions are very important in the workplace. Every day, you experience a range of emotions like anger, happiness, frustration, and satisfaction, and so do the people around you. The key is to use these emotions wisely. This is what emotional intelligence is all about, using your emotions to guide your actions and thoughts to get better results. The good news is that you can grow and improve your emotional intelligence. It's not something you either have or don't have. It's something you can develop with practice. You can learn and practice the skills that make up emotional intelligence, such as self-awareness, emotional control, and motivation. For example, during a typical workday, you might need to deal with an angry customer, calm down an anxious boss, or present an idea at a meeting. Each of these situations will affect how you perform. The more self-aware you are, the better you will handle these challenges. By practicing and improving your emotional intelligence, you will be better equipped to face these situations and succeed at work. For example, if an angry customer keeps making unreasonable demands, you might lose patience with them. But if you understand your feelings and how the customer sees you, you can handle the situation better. Instead of getting angry, you might try to calm them down because you know getting upset won't help. If you feel confident about your role in a project, you can reassure your worried boss. You can remind them of your skills and assure them that everything will go well. Your confidence can help ease their anxiety because they trust your abilities. On the other hand, if you think your colleagues see you as inexperienced, you might feel nervous about presenting your ideas at a meeting. Knowing this, you can prepare thoroughly to make a strong impression and build their confidence in you. Being aware of your own feelings and understanding how others perceive you can help you make better choices. Let's say you realize a customer is being difficult and pushing your limits. Instead of getting annoyed and making things worse, you can stay calm and try to diffuse the situation. This approach can prevent negative consequences and improve your interaction with the customer. If you notice your boss is anxious because the success of a project is crucial, you can reassure them. You might explain who is working on the project and why it will succeed, helping to calm their worries. Lastly, if you know your colleagues think you're inexperienced, you can work hard to prepare for your presentation. Being well prepared can help you feel more confident and show your colleagues that you are capable, which can change their perception of you. By understanding your emotions and how others see you, you can act in ways that benefit you and improve your interactions with others. The key is to use all the information you have about yourself, your feelings, sensations, thoughts, actions, and intentions. This information helps you understand how to react, act, communicate, and handle different situations. Self-awareness is crucial for emotional intelligence, which is important for your success at work. Without self-awareness, your efficiency can suffer. Now, let's examine how you can expand your self-awareness. You do not need to spend hours on the couch of a psychiatrist. To expand your self-awareness, you need a period of serious introspection and courage to explore your reactions to people and events in your professional life. It is specifically required. 1. Examine how you do reviews. Reviews are all different impressions, interpretations, assessments, and expectations you have for yourself and other people and situations. They are influenced by various factors that configure a personality and generally take the form of thoughts or an internal dialogue. Aware of your assessments, you learn how your thoughts influence your feelings, actions, and reactions, thus being able to change them. 2. Be sensitive to your senses. Your senses, sight, hearing, smell, and taste, are how you gather information about the world around you. They help you understand yourself, others, and different situations. However, something interesting happens with your senses. They are influenced by your judgments. Let's consider an example involving your boss. You believe your boss is incompetent and incapable of doing his job. During a conversation, he mentions that he hasn't had time to thoroughly study a subject because he's been busy with other tasks, but he hopes the meeting will serve as an initial discussion. Because you're convinced of his incompetence, you don't fully hear what he says. Instead, you interpret his lack of preparation as a sign of his stupidity, not a result of his busy schedule. In this case, your negative judgment about your boss acts like a filter, causing you to miss important details he shared. What happened is that your opinion about your boss influenced how you perceived and interpreted the information from the conversation. This is an example of how our judgments can affect what we see and hear, shaping our understanding of situations and people around us. To better understand and communicate with others, it's important to be aware of how our judgments can impact our perceptions. By being mindful of our biases and judgments, we can ensure that we receive and interpret information accurately, leading to clearer communication and better relationships. 3. Contact your feelings. Take a moment to think about how you feel. Your feelings are those spontaneous emotions that pop up based on how you see things and what you expect. They're like little signals your body sends you, giving you clues about why you react the way you do. Paying attention to these feelings is super important because they can tell you a lot about yourself and your situation. Imagine this. You're mad at a coworker because they're not pulling their weight and you're stuck picking up their slack. Instead of talking about it, you brush off your anger and just feel stressed out. You convince yourself that your coworker is inexperienced and doesn't know any better. But inside you're impatient, tired, and on edge, even when you're at home. If you stop and really think about why you're feeling this way, you might realize it's because you think your coworker isn't doing their job right. Once you recognize your anger, you can do something about it. Maybe you can grab lunch with your coworker and ask if they need help with their tasks. Or you could talk to your boss about the situation. The key is not to ignore or hide your feelings because they'll only build up and make things worse. By acknowledging them, you can figure out how to deal with them in a positive way and move forward. 4. Identify your intentions. Think about what you want to do. Your intentions are like your goals. They can be short-term, like what you want to do today or this weekend, or long-term, like what you want to achieve by the end of the year or in your whole life. Sometimes understanding your intentions can be tricky, just like understanding your feelings. Let's say you're aiming for a promotion at work. That's your obvious goal, but deep down, maybe what you really want is to prove to your parents that you're not a failure. Understanding this hidden intention doesn't change your plan to go for the promotion, but it helps you understand yourself better. Intentions can also seem to clash sometimes. For example, maybe you want to have a good relationship with your secretary, but she keeps messing up. Knowing that your real intention is to keep things friendly can help you control your anger when she makes mistakes. It's like having a compass to guide your actions in the right direction. 5. Pay attention to your actions. Take a good look at what you do. Your actions are like your footprints. They're out there for everyone to see, and you can see them too if you pay attention. And the important thing is, it's up to you to decide whether you want to pay attention or not. Usually we're pretty aware of the big things we do, but why is it so important to be aware of what we do? Well, think of it like this. Imagine you're building a house. Before you can start adding rooms or painting walls, you need to lay a strong foundation. Self-awareness is like that foundation when it comes to understanding emotions. So how do you improve your self-awareness? It's like unlocking a treasure chest of emotional skills. You can learn to control your feelings, find the drive to get things done, and even become a better communicator and mentor. But it all starts with being aware of what's going on inside you. For instance, let's say you want to control your anger. First, you need to understand what sets it off and how it affects you. Then you can figure out how to calm it down and use it in a positive way. Or maybe you're feeling down and need a boost. Being aware of your emotions helps you figure out what's dragging you down and how you can lift yourself up. Being self-aware means being like a detective of your own actions. You're at the center of your own story, so it makes sense to understand why you do what you do before trying to change it. You need to know what matters to you, how you experience the world, what emotions you feel, and how others see you. It's like having a map to navigate through your own emotions and actions. Understanding yourself and what makes you tick doesn't just affect how you act in different situations, like we've seen in the examples earlier. It also gives you a strong foundation for making smarter decisions. Think of it like having a map for life. With this self-awareness, you can navigate through all sorts of choices, big and small. For instance, you might be faced with a simple decision like whether to answer the phone or not. Or you might have to make a big choice, like whether to take a new job offer. Let's say you're considering a new job opportunity. You know that working with a large team makes you feel shy and unsure of yourself. On the other hand, staying in your current job might mean less money, but it also means feeling safe and comfortable, which is what you need right now. Understanding your personality helps you weigh the pros and cons of each option. It's like having a compass to guide you through the tricky terrain of decision-making. Whether it's a small choice or a major crossroads, knowing yourself helps you make choices that are right for you. The intelligence of using emotions at work. One way to understand the importance of EI in leadership is by analyzing the 4 basic emotional and social skills. For Goleman, these skills are listed in 7 items as follows. 1. Emotional self-awareness. Emotional self-awareness is when leaders know and understand their own feelings really well. This means they can be honest and genuine, and they're not afraid to talk about how they feel or what they believe in, especially when it comes to reaching their goals. So leaders who have this skill can openly share their emotions or thoughts about what they want to achieve. It's like having a clear window into their own emotions, which helps them connect with others and lead more effectively. 2. Self-control. Self-control is when leaders can manage their emotions and actions even when things get really tough or chaotic. It means they stay calm and think clearly, even in stressful situations or emergencies. Imagine a captain steering a ship through a storm. Even when the waves are crashing and the winds are howling, the captain stays steady at the helm, making smart decisions to keep the ship safe. Leaders with self-control are like that captain. They don't let their emotions get the best of them when things get rough. Instead, they stay focused and composed, guiding their team through challenges with confidence and poise. 3. Adaptability. Adaptability is a skill that some leaders have which allows them to adjust to new situations easily. They're like quick change artists, able to switch gears when faced with challenges or when things change unexpectedly. Think of it like being a chameleon. Chameleons can change their colors to blend in with their surroundings, and adaptable leaders can change their strategies or ideas to fit whatever comes their way. These leaders are like bamboo in the wind. They bend but don't break. They're open-minded and willing to learn from new information or experiences, always ready to tweak their plans to stay on course. 4. Optimism. Optimism is when leaders have a bright outlook on people and situations. They see the good in others and believe that things will turn out well. Imagine looking at the world through a pair of glasses that make everything look sunny and hopeful. That's what it's like for optimistic leaders. They believe in the potential of their team members and expect them to do great things. These leaders are like cheerleaders, cheering on their team and encouraging them to reach for the stars. They focus on the positive aspects of people and situations, which helps inspire confidence and motivation in others. 5. Empathy. Empathy is a quality that some leaders have, and it's like having a superpower that lets them really understand how others feel. They're like expert listeners who pay close attention to what people say and can imagine what it's like to be in their shoes. Imagine if you could magically step into someone else's life for a moment and feel exactly what they're feeling. That's what it's like for empathetic leaders. They're not just sympathetic, they truly understand what others are going through. These leaders are like emotional detectives, always trying to figure out what's going on beneath the surface. They use their empathy to connect with their team members on a deeper level and build strong relationships based on trust and understanding. 6. Conflict management. Conflict management is a skill that some leaders have, and it's like being a peacekeeper in the middle of a storm. These leaders are really good at handling disagreements and problems that come up between people. Imagine if you were at a party and two friends started arguing about what music to play. Instead of letting things get out of hand, you step in and help them find a solution that makes everyone happy. That's what it's like for leaders who are great at conflict management. These leaders are like expert negotiators, able to stay calm and level-headed even when tensions are high. They listen to both sides of the story and work with everyone involved to find a fair and peaceful resolution. 7. Teamwork and cooperation. Teamwork and cooperation are qualities that some leaders have, and they're like the glue that holds a group together. These leaders are really good at working with others and creating a sense of unity and support. Imagine if you were part of a team working on a project. Instead of everyone doing their own thing, you all work together like a well-oiled machine. That's what it's like when leaders prioritize teamwork and cooperation. These leaders lead by example, showing respect, kindness, and a willingness to help others. They're like the captain of a sports team, rallying their players and cheering them on to victory. According to Goleman, a leader has a big influence on how people feel. When a leader inspires excitement and passion, it can make everyone perform better. But if a leader makes people feel angry or anxious, it can mess things up. In the book, Leadership for a Better World by the Dalai Lama, he talks about something called the 6 perfections. These are qualities that are really important for people to have, and if a leader has them, they can make a big difference in other people's lives. The 6 perfections are like superpowers that help leaders connect with others and make the world a better place. Leaders who have these qualities can inspire and motivate people in powerful ways. The 6 perfections are: 1. Generosity. One important quality for a leader is generosity. This means being willing to give things like attention, love, knowledge, and support to people who need it. When a leader is generous, it creates a positive atmosphere where everyone feels cared for and supported. Imagine if you had a friend who always shared their snacks with you and helped you with your homework when you were struggling. You'd feel really grateful and motivated, right? It's the same with leadership. When a leader is generous, it inspires people to work together and do their best. On the other hand, if a leader is selfish and only cares about themselves, it can bring everyone down. People are less likely to feel motivated and inspired if they feel like their leader doesn't care about them. 2. Patience. Another important quality for a leader is patience. Patience means being calm and understanding, especially when things are difficult or frustrating. It's like taking a deep breath and not rushing into things. Imagine if you were trying to learn how to ride a bike, and every time you fell down your teacher got mad at you. That wouldn't be very helpful, would it? But if your teacher was patient and encouraged you to keep trying, it would make a big difference. Leaders who are patient understand that good things take time. They don't get upset easily, and they're willing to wait for results instead of expecting everything to happen right away. 3. Ethics. Another important quality for leaders is ethics. Ethics means doing what's right, even when it's hard, and treating others with fairness and respect. Imagine if you were playing a game with your friends, and one of them cheated to win. That wouldn't feel very fair, would it? But if everyone played by the rules and treated each other with respect, it would make the game more enjoyable for everyone. Leaders who have strong ethics understand the importance of honesty and integrity. They don't let negative thoughts or desires cloud their judgment, and they always try to do what's best for everyone, not just themselves. 4. Commitment. Another key quality for leaders is commitment. Commitment means setting important goals for ourselves and working hard to achieve them, no matter what obstacles come our way. Imagine if you wanted to learn how to play a musical instrument. It would take a lot of practice and dedication, right? But if you were truly committed to becoming a great musician, you'd be willing to put in the time and effort it takes to reach your goal. Leaders who are committed are like champions with a clear vision of what they want to achieve. They set big goals for themselves and inspire others to do the same. Their enthusiasm and dedication rub off on everyone around them, making it easier for the team to stay focused and motivated. 5. Concentration. Another important quality for leaders is concentration. Concentration means focusing completely on one task at a time without getting distracted. Imagine if you were trying to read a book, but you kept checking your phone every few minutes. You wouldn't be able to fully understand or enjoy what you're reading, right? But if you put your phone away and really focused on the book, you'd be able to immerse yourself in the story. Leaders who have strong concentration skills are like laser beams, able to zero in on the task at hand without getting sidetracked. They give their full attention to whatever they're doing, which helps them work more efficiently and make better decisions. 6. Wisdom. Another important quality for leaders is wisdom. Wisdom means having a clear and accurate understanding of the world around us and realizing that things change over time. Imagine if you were looking at a picture that was blurry and unclear. You wouldn't be able to see what's really there, right? But if the picture was sharp and focused, you'd be able to see all the details clearly. Leaders who have wisdom are like sharp-eyed observers, able to see things as they truly are. They understand that nothing stays the same forever, and they're able to adapt to change and make smart decisions accordingly. When we talk about emotional intelligence, EI, we're referring to how well we interact with others. Stay positive even when things are tough, keep going after our goals, and handle our emotions and relationships. It's like having a set of skills that help us understand ourselves and others better. Think of EI as a toolbox filled with tools like self-awareness, motivation, persistence, empathy, and understanding. These tools help us navigate through life's ups and downs and build strong connections with the people around us. It's not something we're born with. Instead, it's something we learn and improve on as we go through life. So, we can think of ourselves as having two kinds of intelligence: rational and emotional. While our rational intelligence, IQ, is important, our emotional intelligence plays a huge role in how successful and fulfilled we are in life. They work together like partners in our minds, and when they work well together, both our emotional and intellectual abilities improve. It's a common misconception that we should rely solely on reason and ignore our emotions. But the truth is, finding a balance between the two is key. Developing EI takes time and effort, but it's totally possible with persistence. To improve our EI, we need to set clear goals and work towards them systematically. By taking the time to analyze our habits and behaviors, we can replace the ones we want to change with new ones that become second nature. This can have a huge impact on our lives, both professionally and personally, helping us become happier, more successful, and better connected with those around us. The secret to being a successful leader isn't just about having a high IQ, it's about having strong emotional intelligence, EI. Leadership means being able to convince and motivate others, as well as express and understand emotions. People who are emotionally intelligent tend to do well in all areas of life. They understand the unwritten rules of success, especially in situations where there's a lot of competition and politics involved, like in organizations or businesses. In today's world, leaders are starting to see people as partners, rather than just tools to get the job done. Those who have good emotional skills are more likely to feel happy and perform well. They've learned how to manage their thoughts and feelings in a way that helps them stay focused and get things done. But for those who struggle to control their emotions, it can be a constant battle. It's hard for them to concentrate on their work or make clear decisions when they're feeling overwhelmed by their feelings. According to the authors we've mentioned, they believe that having strong emotional skills as a leader can give you a huge advantage that lasts a long time. When you're emotionally competent, you can paint a clear picture of where your team is headed, which inspires and motivates them to do their best. By handling conflicts and building strong relationships, a leader who resonates with their team can unlock a lot of potential. They can bring out the best in each team member, sparking creativity, cooperation, and a spirit of entrepreneurship. On the other hand, a leader who doesn't connect well with their team, known as a dissonant leader, can end up causing more harm than good. They struggle to work well with others, which can hold back their team's potential and make everyone feel discouraged. Even though a dissonant leader might seem like they're doing well at first, in the long run, they can actually undermine their own goals without even realizing it. They end up getting in the way of their team's success and making it harder for everyone to achieve their full potential. Emotional intelligence is all about how well we can handle our feelings to help us reach our goals. It might sound obvious now, but psychologist Daniel Goleman was the one who really emphasized how important emotions are in everything we do and achieve. What's really neat about the idea of emotional intelligence is that it makes us think about how our emotions affect our thoughts. Being smart means being able to understand and control our emotions, so they don't get in the way of what we want to achieve. Think about all the times when someone missed out on something because they were too scared to talk to their boss, or when someone didn't go on an amazing trip because they were afraid of flying or felt jealous. Those are moments when they weren't using their emotional intelligence. They let their emotions take over and stop them from doing what they wanted to do. Emotional intelligence is something some people are born with, but it's also something we can learn and develop over time. I believe that everyone has the potential to be emotionally intelligent, but sometimes we might need some guidance or training to get there. To be emotionally intelligent, it's important to recognize and respect our emotions. We should acknowledge them and allow ourselves to feel them, but at the same time, we need to learn how to manage them so they don't control us or hold us back. Feeling positive emotions like love or excitement is great, and it's important to enjoy those moments. But when our emotions start to have a negative impact on our lives or stop us from being happy, that's when we need to step in and be smart about how we handle them. For example, let's say there's someone you need to talk to, but they make you really nervous. If you're not emotionally intelligent, you might react in one of these ways. Make an excuse and never talk to that person. Speak bluntly and elegantly, putting nothing to lose any chance of success. Speak without wanting to give more than you should, but when using emotional intelligence, assertiveness may emerge. Perhaps you can tell what needs to be said stylishly and firmly. As we continue to explore and develop our understanding of emotional intelligence, we open the door to a world where our interactions are enriched, our conflicts are minimized, and our potential is fully realized. Let us embrace the principles of EI and strive to become not just intelligent individuals, but emotionally intelligent beings capable of transforming our lives and the world around us. Thank you for listening.